Yo, 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 what's going on? All right, so make sure to follow me on X, guys. This is my X account right here. In this video, we're gonna go over Velo. I got a lot of requests on that last video. I appreciate y'all for commenting and whatnot. So we're gonna go over the Velo chart. This is gonna be a nice, simple, quick analysis, just to show you guys what I'm seeing and what's possible on the Velo chart. So, this is one of my top holdings right here. I do see a lot of upside potential on the Velo chart. Just to point out, on the overall macro picture on this chart, this is on an uptrend. It is trending onto the downside right now, but this is on an overall uptrend right now. So as you can see with the volume right here, the overall volume is pointing to the upside. Right now, price is lingering inside of an overall demand zone right here. There is a minor possibility that it sweeps these lows right here, but it's not guaranteed. If the market makers decide to, just sweep these lows to create some more fear, that is a minor possibility, but these levels are holding right now. So, this is a great area to be buying, to be stacking. I've been stacking a lot over here. I've been buying since roughly around these ranges over here, and I just have continued to stack and profit just floating and continue to accumulate, waiting for the overall big move. You know, um, we have a lot of upside to still fill in at these higher levels, right? So when we're looking at this from the monthly time frame right here, we have this specific zone up here. I tell this to my students all the time. I have a Patreon, by the way, link in the bio, but the supply zones are like magnets. So the market loves to, it magnetizes towards these areas. So, just right here around 20 cents, basically 20 to even 30 cents. This is a range that I'm very confident that Velo can hit. And that's only a 20x from here. Now, if you've taken a look at certain assets like I believe it was XCN, XCN did a 20x in a matter of 1 month. If you take a look at this candle right here, roughly look at that, 21,000%, 2,100% basically, 2,100%, 2,155% gains. And that's a 21x roughly. So, that's very, very possible in 1 month, right? We have 6 months left in this entire year, right? So a 20x to 20, 20 to 25, 30 cents is very possible in 1 month. And right here, 6 months and 13 days left. And we still have a lot of time left to go in the year, right? So, this is a very strong possibility still that we hit this 20 cent range. Now, 20x. I understand a lot of people want to hear, oh, we're gonna hit, $20, $10 and whatnot. You gotta take it one step at a time. I'm gonna always be realistic over here. I'm not gonna, give you guys crazy moon targets all the time, right? Until we're getting close to them. Obviously, I do see some higher potential in the future, but you cannot neglect or ignore these specific ranges right here. You just cannot do that. So, if you take a look at the overall from the bottom right here, this specific bottom, which is the previous bottom before we got this push, right? If you go from this low right here to the 20 cent zone, that's roughly below it is 100x. So even right there, roughly 18, 19 cents is 100x. So a little over 100x. It'll be a little over 100x from this specific range right here. And yes, that's only a 20x from here. Now, a 100x from these specific ranges would put Velo at roughly $1, right? A little over $1. Now, do I believe that's possible? Yes, I honestly do. But I never, I can never ignore specific ranges such as these right here. So I take it one step at a time. I don't get too ahead of myself, and I like to keep it, realistic. That's one thing I always do with my technical analysis. I keep things realistic. And I tell you the truth on what I'm really seeing. So as of right now, this is a great range to, continue to stack, accumulate. As I just showed you on the XCN chart, things can change quickly, quickly. It's crypto. I've been in this market since 2017. This is my X account. As you can see, I've been in this market since 2017. I have a lot of experience. I've caught some great plays. We do this over here on this side. So, you know, um, what we want to see next is we want to see Velo break through this area right here. So I'll show you guys exactly this, and then we'll cut the video short. It was just a nice quick video to show you guys what I'm seeing with Velo, since some of you requested it. What we want to see is basically we want to see price push through these areas right here. We're gonna cool down here. We're gonna break this high more than likely, probably retrace a bit, and then we'll probably hit that area as well, probably retrace a bit. Ignore the time frames over here. I'm just pointing this out in over here because it can happen way quicker. But then we'll likely hit this area, right? And then we'll probably retrace and cool down once again, because there will be some profit taking within these ranges from many, right? And then price will likely shoot back into the zone and then head to the higher targets. So right above this all-time high on this specific chart and on this one as well, we got right here around $2 basically. Let's just say $2. So yes, that is a possibility. And it doesn't have to be exactly at $2. We can easily go, maybe 3 to 5. That is possible. And then that would definitely be a great range, obviously, especially if you're buying right here to take profits. But like I mentioned earlier in the video, you gotta take it one step at a time. You don't want to get too far ahead of yourself. And right now you have an amazing range to stack, to continue to stack and to accumulate within these ranges to build your position. Like in my personal opinion, buying Velo at these prices is like buying, XRP at 1 cent. You got an amazing opportunities to stack up an efficient, you know, credible digital asset that's built on the Stellar network. What else can you ask for? It's a great project. They're doing a lot of things, and the chart clearly has tons of great potential. So that's all I got for this video. If you like that, subscribe, hit the like button, and yeah, I appreciate you guys. Have a good one.